versus napkin, but I guess that's not the case.
Yellow means it's
switched it
next,
up.
green means it's started.
Oh,
So
okay,
we
that
are
makes
going to be
more
starting
sense.
the game immediately with a Nair to F smash. Big start from Radiant. Again, Radiant, as we were mentioning before, didn't have the greatest start to the tournament yesterday. He's the 3rd seed out of 5 in his pool, but did lose both of his sets, including a Roy versus Crom matchup. But Steven was our last chance qualifier winner, so he's coming in as the 5th seed, but has been putting up an admirable performance, taking a game off Haunter as well yesterday. So this is a good opportunity for either of these two players to get themselves on the board.
Yeah, Raiden has this habit of trying to give Chrome his best attempt, and whenever that doesn't work, he goes back to the Roy and tries to improve his performance with him. Steven Montes, another local here from the region. I'm getting a call for my food. If you can co-cast for me.
No problem, because I see Steven covering the underside of the platform there, but gets removed pretty much by Double Edge Dance. Steven with a stock lead. He's one of his main aspects that I've seen over the course of this tournament is his survivability, because Ike is someone who can just die at any percent, but Steven has rarely been cheesed throughout this.
I'm just loving to see all the Fire Emblem love in Costa Rica.
It's wild. I think it comprises about over a third of the tournament is Fire Emblem characters, including 3 Roys and separately a Chrome, I think.
Indeed. Ooh, just to get up uppy there.
Yeah, there's plenty of Ikes as well. Steven mains Ike, Ghoul from Colombia mains Ike, and then Haunter from Guatemala is oh dear, a little too early on the ether there. It was trying to play around the counter, I think, be a little further away with the recovery, but flew a little too far away from the sun in this instance and didn't make it back. But yeah, Haunter from Guatemala is a former Ike main as well, but now using the power of Steve to get some wins. The power of that dash attack will easily put you a stock ahead.
You know, this is not the way I expected this matchup to go. Usually, Steven Montes doesn't have that easy of a time against Radiant. But you know, lately, since yesterday and today, and also last cliffhanger, Steven Montes has had a really good improvement in general, and everyone has been appreciative of how much he has improved.
Yeah, beautiful edge guard coming out now.
Whoa! As I said, Radiant brings it right back. We are at the Diving game. Last stock, 0% basically for both.
Yep.
And Radiant getting those hits in, trying to use Roy's better oppression tools in order to get the percentage, get the edge guard situations, and the ledge trap of Radiant is really remarkable as well.
Yeah, this has just been a solid minute of action where Steven's lead has completely dissipated. And he's not necessarily been doing anything wrong. Radiant's just kind of picked up the pace, and it's been harder for Ike to deal with, especially now that Radiant's doing a lot more parries. And Ike struggles a lot with parries because he's got so many single hits. If you parry one hit, the job is done. Yeah. Can you get back from ledge? No, the back air just about catching the roll.
Down tilt fair.
Oh, no, just allows an air dodge back to stage. Steven was maybe thinking it could have been something like an eruption or a run-off forward air, but doesn't pick an option in time. And Radiant makes it back, but armors through with the ether. It's not going to kill, but that is going to give you stage control back.
Yep.
Wow. And now you've got to recover from this with the quick draw. Snapping to ledge, thankfully, making things a little easier for Steven on this occasion, but no jump. Hits with the quick draw, just about snaps to the ledge there. Can we get a final hit?
Wow, beautiful grab coming out from Steven.
Well, we're at kill percentage already.
Steven just going for these grabs.
Yeah, approaching Ike from this percentage is really tough. He has the longer sword, so you have to be really careful on how you approach him.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But that's gonna do it for sure. First game flowing to Radiant.
That was a way to open up day 2, right?
Yeah,
Down
slow and
wire
steady
match.
wins the race, but it was getting lightning fast by the end. But Radiant just had to take a little bit of time to adapt to the way that that Steven plays.
Yeah.
Both of these players local to Costa Rica, so as we heard, they definitely have a fair few sets between them already.
Definitely.
Usually going in the path of Radiant, but this is one where Steven has qualified so late into the tournament that it's kind of a bigger opportunity for him at this point.
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
Yeah. One thing I want to. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
One thing I want to see a little bit more from Radiant is sometimes he's getting the jabs, but then he's going for like the forward air combo instead of the back air. And I noticed that he actually missed the kill confirm because of that. So. Interesting.
Okay, so we are going to start the game 2 right away.
Beautiful,
We're back
fair
to Town and City. I think the first game was in Small Battlefield, was it?
Yeah, I'm surprised by the Town and City pick. We were seeing a lot of this yesterday where Steven had been picking Town and City, but
stop.
you will die so easily to double-edge dance. Roy loves killing off the side, whereas Ike is more bothered about taking you off the top. So the Town and City choice, it doesn't make too much sense to me, but if it's a comfort pick for Steven, it's a comfort pick. You just got to make sure you don't get side beat again, please, sir.
Yeah, I feel like the platform should help a lot with Ike's recovery, so maybe that's a reason why he wanted to counter pick with Town. But then again, Roy's side B is going to kill a lot earlier here, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
Something that I often think when I think about Town and City is the narrow blast zones. And with both of these characters, that's so scary. They both of you, like Ike with the forwarder and backer, and Ike, Roy, likewise. They both can kill really, really early if they get the right confirms. Whoa, that was a really close call for Radiant.
So close.
Yeah, the Ike forward air is an interesting one because it can be deceptively weak at times. I've seen a lot of clips on Twitter of landing an Ike forward air off stage and then the opponent just lives. Doesn't hit like the Brawl days, but it's still plenty enough to kill on Town and City, especially if you were to go for it now. Eruption shows an instant and it just barely kills. I think Radiant maybe thought, oh, I've lived that, now time to start drifting. But just loses the stock right at the depth there.
You know, I wouldn't make a judgment call at this moment since last stock Radiant brought back a really sizable difference on the match. And right here, it's Steven still has, like, it's back to even right now, so probably we're going to see a more evenish game throughout.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think one of Ike's biggest strong points is he's very good at like making comebacks. If you just get a couple reads, you can really just bring something back. So.
Oh, Ether could have been the one if it just clipped on the way down. You can die at any percent of that move, but it feels that way with Roy forward smash sometimes. Getting a hefty bit of extra damage, goes for F smash again there. Flare Blade just not quite breaking through Ether. Will get a second attempt. The dash back F tilt will put Steven off stage. Doesn't go far enough for the back air. Was Radiant wasn't wanting to risk their life for it, but they'll get a back air on stage instead to go 2 games up here.
It seems that Radiant managed to adapt a lot to Steven Montes' gameplay with that Ike. I can see him getting in more comfortably, getting those hits, those stocks, and punishing the recoveries as well. That was, I think, a side B punish, right?
100%. I think that it just seems like Steven's having a hard time dealing with, Radiant's pressure. He's just really staying a lot more on top of Steven, and he's gonna have to really like try to maybe play a little bit more defensive, and just anticipate a little bit more.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to box Roy.
The game plan in Ike's book is try to keep your opponent at bay, try to bait their approaches and punish them with the nairs, with the forwarders, with the down tilts. And like Ike's sword is really, really long. He can actually get a lot of powerful hits from far away.
Yep.
But once you're in, you like have a really bad.
Oh, there we go. Nair in the back air.
I was about to comment the frame data.
Yeah.
Just forgot the word.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us. But this is an important game for Steven because if he were to lose this game, then that means 3 consecutive sets lost. He'd only have 1 more after that. Again, whoever gets last in the pool is eliminated before the gauntlet, and it might be you after all. If you get your shield poked by Double Edge Dance, that is extremely scary on Town and City. This is why Roy thrives in this environment. Even if you don't win the set, you really want to at least get a game on the board so that if you have 2 players who go maybe 1 and 3 by the end, you might be able to edge them out on a tiebreaker. But if Steven loses this set without winning a game, he could be in extreme danger of getting knocked out of Cumbre 2.
But like so far, they still have kept it
Frame
really,
traps.
really close. It looks a bit like the last game, but in the last game, it was from this point that Radiant managed to get a decisive advantage throughout the entirety of the game. We have to see who's going to be the one to close up this stock and who's like going to ride the momentum into the last stock.
Also, that was a beautiful wait from Steven there, because if he rolled in, he would have just lost in like an F tilt. So props for him for just doing a regular get up.
Yeah, the frame data on Roy and the way he can ledge trap you, and whoa, Steven recovering with the side B, but releasing it early and gets the hit, gets Radiant to his last stock. And now he's the one pressured to get in, to actually get the hits, get the pressure, and Steven's punishing that mind toll that's taken on him.
I feel like there's just some opportunity for Steven to go for some like downers on Roy's up B. But instead he just chooses to try to like keep stage control. But,
yeah, that's what I was maybe expecting, a falling forward air or something. You know that you're about to die at 150 anyway. You might as well take that stock while you've got the opportunity. But Steven will have to make it onto that final stock. Nevertheless, as long as he doesn't die here, he should be pretty comfy with a 50% lead. But Radiant has been in these situations before, knows how to make comebacks on Steven, and you don't really want to be taking these trades right now.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if you confirm a soft hit on Roy, you don't always have guaranteed the counter.
Oh, I think he SD'd. I think he would have made that back maybe.
Yeah,
If he did
he did the other way around, and that's why he couldn't grab the ledge. Probably like that. That probably was a misinput on Steven's side.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's not even the first time we've seen that happen at Cumbre, but it definitely hasn't been the reason that a whole set was lost before. It's cost games before, but that is hugely unfortunate for Steven. Had the lead in that final game over the third seed of the pool in Radiant, but does the ether the wrong way.